Gemma, and this is my mom, Teresa.
Hi.
She's from Italy. She grew up in Milan, but originally from Puglia.
Yes.
And she's gonna help me make this parozzo from Abruzzo. Here I have some lemon zest, cocoa nibs, nutmeg, oranges, and honey from Abruzzo. And over here I have a little bit more, some butter, almonds, and our flour and semolina mixture. And we can start by grinding up the almonds. They're just regular almonds, not toasted or anything like that, with like a tablespoon of sugar. So the almond's natural oils won't get clumped up in the food processor. And we're just gonna grind it up. And once you see a fine ground with little pebbles, I'm just gonna give 2 more quick pulses and call it a day. Just like that. Once you have your almonds ready and ground up, you can add it to your flour mixture. Here I have just flour, semolina, and Italian cornstarch, which is actually just made from potatoes instead. So if you can find this little box of Italian cornstarch in your local grocery store, that would be nice, just to keep it traditional. I forgot to preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're gonna do that. And once that heats up, I'm gonna measure out some butter and melt it on the stove top. And it's gonna cool down by the time you start mixing your cake batter. So we're gonna get 80 grams of butter. And this is a fairly easy and fast cake batter. There isn't too many complicated ingredients. You just wanna make a nice egg mixture and fold it evenly and not over mixing it, and you'll have a nice and fluffy, moist cake batter. So we're gonna add all this to our pot and put it on low heat. And it's gonna start melting. So I'm gonna have my egg white bowl and my egg yolk mixture. And here we go. Separate my eggs. Oops. And I always crack my eggs on a flat surface just because it gets a nice even crack and you won't get little shells, or at least less frequently. So we have nice even cracks, and you can do this scooping motion much more easily. Now that my butter is melted, I'm gonna put it back into the bowl to let it cool until we add it into our cake batter. And the last thing to do here is zest my lemon into my flour mixture. And this is a Meyer lemon just because it's in season. It's always in season, but I find it in the local market. So I just grabbed a bunch of Meyer lemons, and they're really nice because they have a slight hint of like tangerine smell. and it's really nice with sweets. And I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And just mix this up, and we can start beating our eggs separately. Now that it's pale and yellow, I'm going to add a little bit of honey. I'm just going to scrape down, make sure the mixture is really nice and even. At this point, I'm going to add all my flour. No, you can keep going. Let me see. Just a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you can see like a ribbon and the shape in it, you flip it over, it doesn't fall. Once you have your egg yolk and floury almonds all mixed together, I'm just going to beat it one more round, and then we're going to start folding our egg whites into the cake batter. You want to always mix everything you make evenly so you don't have streaks and you don't have cracks in weird places and you don't know why and you blame the god of pastry for having a cracked cake or something. So you just want to mix everything evenly. It'll make everything taste better. And now I'm going to take this bowl off, and it's great to have a stand mixer like this because you can just use the same bowl and add 1/3 of your egg whites and just in a circular motion fold it in. I always call the first 1/3 of the egg whites kind of like a sacrifice to the cake batter in a way, just because adding that first 1/3 of the egg whites is going to help the rest of the egg whites not collapse when you add in to the cake batter. So everything's going to mix really evenly, and you're going to start seeing the thick batter is now really loose and malleable. So I'm going to keep mixing until everything is the same shade, like so. And then I can add in my rest of the egg whites. And this is beautiful. Thank you, Mom, for making beautiful meringue for me. And then be really, really gentle whenever you fold anything that you whip air into, just because you don't want to lose all that air that you just put in the food. So be really gentle. I'm going to scrape down. And at this point, I'm just going to add about 1/2 a tablespoon of the cocoa nibs for added texture and depth. And just get the last 2 folds and before it collapses, straight into a greased bowl. And this is just a regular steel bowl. And it's in a steel bowl because you want that round dome effect for this traditional Abruzzo cake. Now this cake was made in Pescara. In the early 1800s, it was called pane rozzo, and it only had like day-old bread, I think, and some almonds, because Abruzzo is a region rich with almonds. Like there's almond trees everywhere, and you just find it on the road. Straight into the oven, 350 degrees for 40 minutes. And then we're gonna check it. We're gonna flip it. Hello. So we're gonna make a water bath, pot with a little bit of water. I'm just gonna add some cold chocolate and wait until that melts so it lowers the temperature. So it's almost ready. Yeah. So now that it's almost completely melted, from the center. Okay, it's nice and even. And you can garnish the cake now with whatever you want. I have some bee pollen. This is just actually honey pollen, and it's the pollen that the bees get. And it has a lot of great nutrients and great flavor. So because I used some of the honey in the cake batter, I would like to sprinkle it on top. It has a beautiful color. And this is all natural. Has a lot of vitamin E. So it's great texture and flavor. Yeah, crisscross. I don't know. Something fun. And then I love candied zest. So actually I'm gonna use some caramelized almonds. This is just caramelized 350 degrees, tossed in simple syrup, sliced almonds, and just until it's nice and golden and dried. I'm just gonna put a few pieces. Oh, see, it melts because the chocolate's not set yet. But you can go ahead and decorate your cake. And these have great texture as well. It's a nice crunch with the sweetness to it. It's really fun to see. Kind of sliding away. I'll put some oranges, and maybe I'm gonna go all out today and put a dehydrated pear chip. Thank you for coming over to my house, and I hope you get to enjoy the parotsu for yourself. Yay! Ti piace? Buono?